Hello and welcome guys to a new episode on Sport Predictor Fanatic. Today we're gonna predict the second round, the first half of the second round at the Wimbledon. We're gonna start off with the match Sinner against Berrettini. Earlier this decade, Sinner actually watched his opponent Berrettini, the then Italian number one, fight for the title at Wimbledon. While Sinner at the time was literally struggling to advance beyond quarterfinals in any slams. Fast forward to now, Sinner is world number one, and Berrettini is actually struggling with some fitness issues and is like hovering around like the top 100 at the moment. He's like now 59, but then he's 150. Then you know what I mean. Sinner did actually not drop a set in the first week of a slam this year until, of course, this Monday. He dropped a set against Hanfman. It was outplayed actually that set, but he took control in the other sets and won that quite easily. Sinner has only lost like 3 matches this year, which were all 3 matches were at semifinals, if I'm correct. Or maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's true. Berrettini was, as I said, one of the best players besides Djokovic on grass at one point, and even better than Nadal and Federer at just statistics from that year, by the way. But Berrettini has faced some fitness struggles the last 20 months, as I just said, which cost him like plenty of game time. Despite this, he actually performed well on grass and won quite easy against Martin Fucsovics. But I think with that said, Sinner is still gonna get the W. Then it's Griekspoor against Kekmanovic. Griekspoor actually won his match quite easily, despite last-minute change of opponent. He won in straight sets against Galan. Griekspoor has actually never reached the third round in Wimbledon, and I think this is actually the moment he can actually do this. Kekmanovic has had like a gross season with devastating losses, with like close sets but close losses, you know what I mean. But he will actually be really happy with the fact that he won against underdog Nagal, where he did lose 1 set, but still looked pretty comfortable. Kekmanovic only has 15 wins on grass and also 1-2 record at Wimbledon in the second round, which isn't of course the best. Griekspoor and Kekmanovic met each other earlier this year at Zetogenbosch in the Netherlands. Griekspoor then went on to win that match, but it was a really close match. It were three sets, and all 3 sets were tiebreakers, so that's really close. But Griekspoor won that, and I think Griekspoor is going to win this match again. Then we have Denis Shapovalov against Altmaier. Shapovalov has had like the whole grass season against opponents who were better prepared or more experienced than him, which led to literally real difficult matches for him. But the draw of Jury was really lucky because he didn't play a match since Roland Garros and thus hasn't played a match on grass yet. He eased past him in straight sets. Shapovalov is normally like a good player on grass, but it's not like the greatest form at this moment. Altmaier, on the other hand, had like a tough 5-setter win against an inexperienced player in Ferry. This was the first main draw win at Wimbledon for Altmaier, which was he was of course really happy with. Altmaier has been in the second round of a Grand Slam 4 times and played really well in 4 of them. I think won 2 and lost 2. But I think with that said, Shapovalov just looked a little more impressive, and with which he has shown, I think he can actually win this matchup. Then we have Lloyd Harris against Ben Shelton. Lloyd Harris was involved in one of the 5 set matches that has been going on in round 1. He had like a really freaking good comeback from 2 sets down against Mickelson. And in the 5th set, he actually had another comeback where he was 5-8 down in the deciding tiebreak, but still won. Despite facing some fitness issues, this year he's shown that he has a fighting spirit, and I think he will keep on doing this. Ben Shelton also had a 5-setter against qualifier Bellucci. He was 2-1 sets down at the moment the match was interrupted, which I think actually helped him regain control and rethink his strategy. But yeah, he came back with 3-2 in sets, but it was quite an underperforming Shelton again. Which he has done this year very much. But Shelton has never gone further than the second round at Wimbledon. And this is the only slam where he's performed that bad, basically. And I actually think with the fact that Harris actually seems fit and seems alright, I think he actually will get the W over Ben Shelton here. And also with the rest time, by the way, because Shelton, of course, played on the day after because of the interruption. But then we have Dimitrov against Zhang. Dimitrov extended his first round victories at a Grand Slam streak to 8 with an easy win against Lajovic in straight sets. Dimitrov has reached at least the third round in 9 of the 11 tournaments he has had played this year, which is really, really impressive. Dimitri has actually proven that he can play well on grass. And at Wimbledon, Zhang, on the other hand, defeated the former world number 17, Garin, in 3 sets. Zhang has shown that he can play really well on grass the last 2 years. But I think the experience of Dimitrov will win this and will get the W. Then we have Stan Wawrinka against Monfils. A matchup, of course, between two freaking legends. Monfils has had an impressive return on grass since I think the first time playing on it since 2021, with reaching the half final, semi-final, or the quarter-final at Mallorca, and beating Manarino in 4 sets in the first round of Wimbledon. Monfils has done really well to come back in the top 50, but at the slams he's basically underperformed. He lost twice in the second round this year. Wawrinka, on the other hand, has had some fitness issues, and because of that really hasn't performed this year. But with his experience, actually won the first round here against an inexperienced Broom. Wawrinka also hasn't won back-to-back matches since the US Open in 2023 at any level. So that's not looking good. They have met each other in 7 official matches. And Wawrinka actually won 4 of them, but I think with the issues she's having now and the grueling playing style of Monfils with long rallies, that Monfils is actually gonna get the win due to him being a little more fit. Then we have Zhang against Jan-Lennart Struff. Struff got the opportunity to face a underdog in the first round, being Marozsan, and made use of it by winning in 4 sets. He's actually had a great grass season and is hoping to continue that in this match. Zhang had quite an easy opponent in Janvier, who actually upset Mupteshi Pericard, who actually upset Korda. But yeah, he made use of having an easy opponent and actually won in straight set. Zhang also has a really good grass season this year, with, just to mention, a win over Medvedev, Ifner and Eubanks to reach the semifinals in Mallorca, which is in Halle, sorry, which is his best grass tournament ever. They've played each other 2 times, 1 time on grass, and Struff won both matches in 2 sets. With that, I think Struff is gonna win this again, but I think it's actually gonna be a close match and not a straight set match. And then we have Medvedev against Muller. Medvedev has had 2 matches on grass this season, facing some setbacks at the clay season, and that causes his lack of playing time. But he's shown some class in the first round, where he won in straight sets against Kovacevic. Medvedev has also shown improvement on grass and on Wimbledon every year. and I think he can actually do that again here. Muller had a straight set win over fellow Frenchman Gaston. Muller has never progressed further than the second round of a slam, so he's unlikely to do this again, and he's never won against a top 5 player, so because of that I think Medvedev is still gonna get this W. Then it is Alcaraz against Fukic. Alcaraz didn't seem too good against qualifier Lachal in the first round. He did win the straight set, but it was only 7-6, 7-5, and it's only this third set which with 6-2 where he really took control. He's shown in other slams this shouldn't be a problem though, because he has elevated his level round by round. He also didn't really impress on grass until last year, where he all of a sudden didn't lose a match on grass and actually won against Djokovic at Wimbledon. So yeah, he's shown he can really perform at grass. Fukic survived. Fukic actually played Öffner and survived a long 5-setter with him, but has only just survived it. Fukic has also never surpassed the second round at a slam. He's played some alright tennis this year though on grass, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna extend. Fukic actually holds, that's really interesting, Fukic actually holds a 1-0 record on Alcaraz, and that was actually on clay as well, of course Alcaraz's favorite underground, but I think that will motivate Alcaraz even more, and Alcaraz is just going to win, I'm gonna be honest. Then we have Koric against Tiafoe. Tiafoe won a 5-setter from being 2 sets down against Arnaldi, which was really special because he was like lacking some form this year, like for real lacking some form this year. Tiafoe has actually been in 60 matches this season and has only gotten back-to-back wins in 2 of them. It might be tournaments. Koric has also been struggling a bit though, literally fighting to stay in the top 100. It really helped that in the first round he actually played a real clay court player in Melijan Rodriguez Alves and beat him in straight sets. This was his first Wimbledon win since 2015, which is of course a long time ago. That is where he reached the second round, and that's also his highest ever result at Wimbledon. And Koric also doesn't have back-to-back wins since February. I think Tiafoe is the more consistent player and will actually get the W here. Then we have Nakashima against Thompson. Thompson played Kodov in the first round, who didn't even play a match on grass a whole year. A golden opportunity, of course, for Thompson, but he also squandered it by losing the first 2 sets. He then took control and won the last 3 sets with 6-4. Thompson has actually improved on grass, but he's failed to literally make an impact on Wimbledon yet. It's also due to his unlucky draw. Nakashima on the other hand took advantage of coming against a clay quarter and ended the match within 2 hours, which is really freaking fast for a 3-setter. I think this matchup will be really close, but I think Nakashima will actually outperform Thompson here, also due to his short match at the first round. Then we have Van de Zandschulp against Humbert. Humbert's form on grass has actually been good, but the opener Wimbledon is probably not what he would have hoped. A 5-setter against underdog Shevchenko, who is of course not a bad player, but he should have won easier. Humbert has actually shown that he is skilled on grass, but has failed really to make an impact yet. Van de Zandschulp beat Brody in the first round, which was actually a battle between 2 struggling players. Zandschulp won in 4 sets, but didn't look too great. And yeah, as I said in the first video with Van de Zandschulp, he is said he want to retire if he is staying in this state of mind and playing like this. And also with Humbert having the record of 4-0, 4-0, yeah, 4 wins and 0 losses against Van de Zandschulp, I think Humbert will easily get this win. Then we have Tommy Paul against Virtanen. Paul extended his winning streak on grass to 6 matches won, and his record on grass this season is actually 7 wins, 1 loss. He won the match in 4 sets against Pedro Martinez, who's not really in form at the moment. Paul actually has a 2-0 record in the second round of Wimbledon, and he of course likes to extend that to 3-0. Virtanen actually had like a tough couple of weeks. Like he played through 3 qualifying matches, then flew back to Finland to attend the funeral of his, I think his grandfather. But his grandfather was like a huge supporter. He was there with him almost every match. But he did get a great win in the first round, though, with a straight set victory over Purcell. But I think with that said, it's going to be a routine win by Tommy Paul, and he will advance there. Then we have the match Cazaux against Bublik. Bublik has played like the talented Mensik and actually played a really, really tough 5-setter, which he eventually won with showing like a really good fighting spirit and determination, something he has lacked the last few years. Because of he likes to have fun, you know. I like it, by the way, but yeah, no, he's not really like a winner. He's more like a funner. But Bublik has reached at least the 3rd round in the last 3 times he has played at Wimbledon, so he's shown some real class at Wimbledon actually. Cazaux on the other hand had some challenges with fitness in the last few months. Cazaux almost squandered a 2-set lead against Zizou Bergs, and even more concerning, actually almost squandered a 7-0 lead in the deciding tiebreak, but eventually won that 12-10, I think it was. Cazaux entered Wimbledon on a 7-match losing streak. Of course, that losing streak is now over, but he's definitely not his best, and I think Bublik should get that W. Then we have Sonego against Bautista Agut. A really hard match to predict. But yeah, Sonego has had some matches he should have won recently, but he actually didn't win. But he made some good work of Navone, beating him in straight set. But Navone has actually never won a match on grass, so he should win that, basically. Sonego is 2-0 at Wimbledon second round. But this year at Slams, he is actually 0-2 in the second round. So he's gonna give up one of those records. Bautista Agut got actually a good win against Martwer, who he defeated in straight sets as well. He's now one win away from being in the top 100. But his best result on slams is at Wimbledon, but that was like in 2019. I think it will be a close match, as I just said, but I think Sonego, due to his slightly better form, will get the W. And then we have Fabio Fognini against Casper Ruud. Ruud actually didn't play any match on grass this year because he's prioritizing the clay, and also like for the Olympic Games in Paris. He beat Bolt in straight sets, despite having some chance, like giving some chances away to Bolt. So he was quite lucky to do it in straight sets, but well deserved as well. Ruud has actually never reached a 3rd round at Wimbledon, but he hopes to do now against a out of form Fognini. Fognini, as I said, is struggling this whole year. By the way, he's struggling the whole year, but normally his grass is like his least favorite, but he got 2 wins on grass this season already, which is pretty good for him. He won the first round against a out of form and unfit Van Asse, which like he should do, but it is also a struggling Fognini, so nothing there to say. But Casper Ruud holds a 3-2-0 record against Fognini and hasn't lost a set against him yet. I think with that said, Ruud will actually get this a W and get the win. But with that, we've had like the first half done. So for now, I want to thank you all for watching. Please have a good day and I will see you.